Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. Let's talk about writing an abstract. You'll notice the first thing that we see here is not an article, it's not the assignment, it's not an example of an abstract, it's the writing process. Why is this, everybody? Writing is a process. Too often, when I sit down and help people, what I often see students do is sit down in front of the computer and just try to hammer it out. And that is a recipe for frustration, wasted time, and too often unsuccessful writing. You'll notice here at the top, what do we have? The overarching questions that guide us in writing. Why am I writing this? What's your purpose in writing? That will be expressly addressed in the assignment guidelines and directions. Always read the assignment directions and guidelines and follow them. As well as for whom am I writing this? That's what we call audience. In your career, audience will change. For example, if you're a manager and you're writing an employee handbook, that'd be a good example. Your audience would be your employees, and you would have to think about the different educational backgrounds of all those different employees, which would affect the different conventions that you would use in your writing. In this class, you are writing for a college audience. Again, in this class, you are writing for a college audience. As such, you want to write using those conventions. You want to have proper grammar. Don't use contractions. Don't use slang, right? Avoid improper use of verb forms of to get, as well as avoid improper use of direction. Those are some of the different things that we covered in the word choice lectures. If you need to, jump back and view those lectures again on word choice. That's referred to with conventions. So what do we see here? Pre-writing. That's just when we do this. What no one likes to do willingly is think. We just want to focus on ideas. And there's lots of different examples of pre-writing here. Brainstorming, gathering information, making an idea web. My personal favorite is free writing. That's when I sit down with just a blank legal pad and I just start to write. And I really can't do anything wrong because over here, right, this is when I get the finished product. Over here, I can't do anything wrong. So then you'll slowly go through and make your draft. And then what I love about this visual here, next is revise. And you'll see these arrows. That's to let us know that it's a cycle. It's a process. When you're in this stage, this is when you're working on many different things, making sure that your ideas are clear, that you're paragraphing properly, that you have a good topic sentence, good support, all that stuff. Then once you get the content down, then what comes next? Editing and correcting the writing. Wow. Why is that, Mr. K? Again, content. And then what do we worry about? All of the nuts and the bolts of writing. Why? If you don't have good ideas and good content, it doesn't matter if everything is punctuated, spelled correctly, and all that stuff. If you have bad ideas and push them forward and polish them up, guess what comes out at the end? A shiny, bad paper. So content, then correct it, and then you get your finished product. Now, what is your purpose in writing? Again, that's going to be on the assignment sheet, the directions, and the assignment guidelines. The purpose in writing here is an abstract. If you're ever told to write a summary of something, that'd be like writing an abstract. An abstract is brief. It's only about one good, healthy paragraph. And what it provides the reader is a quick overview of an article or report or even an essay. The abstract should contain the author's name, the title of the work, inside quotation marks, as well as publication information like the date it was published, as well as the magazine or the journal that it came from. If it's your own work, and believe it or not, it's very common to write an abstract of a long research paper. And that would be if it's your own. So then you would identify yourself as the author. Why do we write an abstract? Well, believe it or not, oftentimes what people will do, those higher up who are above us, instead of reading a 20-page report or a 10-page report, they'll just read a 1-paragraph abstract or a 1-paragraph summary of that longer report. And then you're saying to yourself, well, why did I write the report? I know. So it's to not only prepare the reader for that longer report or essay, but to let the reader, decide whether or not he or she should even read that longer report. And we're going to continue talking about writing the abstract in the next lecture.